Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
Dad.
Because we are redefining
What's cool?
Because smart
is the new gangster. You like that? I knew you.
Oh, Lord. It's one of these mornings. One of these mornings. So, how was your weekend, Mr. Edmund?
Oh, I had a very, very eventful weekend. It was eventful. Full of events.
Full of events. So, all right. So, I went to Naples this weekend.
Okay, you was hanging and swinging.
I went to Naples. I hung out with family a little bit. It was my cousin's birthday. So, we went out there, hung out there.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Yeah, Terry.
Terry. Got his pumpy fist like Arsenio Hall show. Terry.
Nah, it was so. I'm gonna tell you, it was such a chill party. Like we just kind of.
So it wasn't even no Terry.
I said we was in Naples.
Naples ain't nothing happening in Naples.
Just
big shouts out to Naples. Doing it very, very old school.
Yeah, it was just some friends and family and
All right. Come in.
Yeah. So So we did that.
That was nice. That was good.
My baby came back in town after the
show, after the party, it's the after party.
Yeah, because y'all know, if y'all ain't get a chance, go to Amazon Prime and watch City Sessions by Money Long. Like they did that live on Thursday.
Yes, big shots out to Cheyenne. The whole Money Long, because I finally know who Money Long is.
This is crazy.
And it wouldn't be for nothing else but Cheyenne Roberts. So y'all and June's Diary.
That's so funny. And you know what? It's Virgo season. So after Virgo season is Libra season.
Libra.
But you know what? I can't skip Virgo season because Cheyenne is a Virgo.
Hey, listen, y'all Virgos and Legos.
Libras,
my bad. Y'all all right with me. Y'all all right with me.
So yeah. That was my weekend. So I know that the birthday bash.
Yes.
You went. Now your bar's over here saying this is the greatest show ever.
Listen. I went to the Broadway birthday bash. The greatest show on earth. That's what I said. I mean,
he went to Disney World, y'all.
Listen.
The greatest place on earth.
I've never been to a Rod Wave concert.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. And just to hear,
I'm looking, they say you got you some apple.
Oh yeah, I'm applesauce Walker.
No, but it's not. They say juice. It's applesauce. But go ahead.
Applesauce Walker. But yeah, the show was amazing.
Shayna.
I've never, ever. I don't think nobody has. If you weren't at the show, you ain't seen 20,000 people singing along.
See, I didn't go to this show, but I done seen 20,000 people sing along.
Who was it?
I done seen it at Kanye West.
Okay, who else?
Right. I done seen it at Chris Brown.
Okay, keep going.
Right. I done seen it at R. Kelly.
Keep going. That's an amazing group of people you named, and I'm glad that you named those people. Those are staples in the music world, and that's the same as Rod Wave. This man,
I love it.
It felt like a We Are the World concert, man, with hip hop beats and you know what I'm saying, people throwing their shoulders, and it was good. It was like, I haven't been to church, right? But it was like a church experience. You ever been to a mega church? You ever been to a mega church?
No,
I haven't either.
I haven't been to a mega church. Now you want me to tell you one of the amazing, because I didn't go to the Rod concert, and I just assumed.
Did you see the videos?
I saw the videos, right? Now I'm
from all angles.
Now I'm finna tell you the one time when the hair on my arms felt like tingle and tears started coming. Janet Jackson.
Listen, that was that type of experience. It was the hair raising up on the back of your neck. It was like
now I'm finna say this
surreal.
So I'm finna
say surreal
this.
show.
So I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't for me with Janet. Now the whole show wasn't surreal, right? it was a moment that it was surreal. But it was a good concert. No.
You tried Jenny like
no,
that.
I'm saying it was a good concert, but it was a moment that was like surreal. But so, yeah, you see, he done left. But I heard really, really good stuff about Rod Wave. I'm always rooting for the home team, right?
Look. Y'all gotta get y'all some applesauce. Y'all get y'all some applesauce. Y'all be running around too. Hey, so listen. After the show,
The after party,
everybody know it was a big controversy, right?
And come on and sit down.
And for me, I just love the St. Pete, just how he is.
You just love how.
Let's talk about impossibles. We the impossible. You cannot. It's impossible to satisfy St. Pete.
It ain't no. It ain't St. Pete. It's black folks.
No, it's not black folks.
Yes, it is.
Because there was some black folks from other places that was satisfied.
But there was some that wasn't. And I'm going to tell you, we seen it in Kamala Harris.
What happened?
No, I'm just saying, like, you see how they complaining about this. Right. So listen.
I got to Kamala Harris story.
Okay, so we'll do that. So I'm not finna just say, but it seems like St. Pete because we're so. Let me tell you. It probably came from other people too. But on social media, we're attached to everybody here. So we hear what comes from here. But I will say this. I did watch Bo kind of go in and explain what happened. I didn't even know anybody was complaining until Bo went and did his thing. And I'm finna tell you, Bo and the team, big shout out to you. I done did productions. You done did productions.
They did that.
And I'm finna tell you always gonna find a complainer.
Listen.
And they're always, so
listen. The show, to me, it was immaculate. It was amazing. You know what I mean? It was some delays, but that's to be expected when you having 5, 6 to 10 celebrities flying in, zooming in. You get what I'm saying? In a rainstorm. It was so people just need to do better. You know what I mean? And it ain't always them that need to do better. Sometimes it's us. We part of the people that need.
We complain.
We got to do better. I mean? We got to do better though.
We do, but
we got to do better for our people.
We complain. We look for stuff. You know what I mean? That I don't think we're gonna be able to change it, even though I would love to.
But we got to, because like I told somebody, when you look at celebrities and you look at them doing big super stuff, it's usually 9 times out of 10, it's usually somewhere else. It's usually out the country. It's usually, at somebody else's house. You very rarely have celebrities do things in their hometown, in their home area, and have such an amazing turnout. 20,000 people, 21,000 people, something bananas. Amalie Arena is like one of the biggest venues around here. And the walls were shaking. They had the walls shaking. That thing was like jumping. It wasn't no game. So I salute them boys. They did an amazing job. I can't wait for the next one. Yeah, cause it's big. It's big. That was a big thing. Big shots out to Rod Wave and the whole team.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was a big show for him. We know what happened earlier this summer. You know what I mean?
They actually had some
I saw that. Yeah. We saw, and to take a loss like that, I know it was questionable if he was even gonna do the birthday bash, continue on, and he did. So that just shows that, like, when you're out here, you really do it for the fans.
Yeah,
you know what? You really do it for the fans. Hey, caller, introduce yourself.
Hello. Good morning, family. It's your boy, comedian Damian David.
Hey. Good morning.
What's going on, man? I want to give a shout out to Hit House, man. And Rod Wave, man, they did it big. Rest in peace, Uncle D. You know what I'm saying? It was a night. It looked nice from afar. What I see. I want y'all at first September 13th. I want the fight room shaking like that, man. Pull up, show up. And big shout out to my Uncle John in the building, man. I see my Uncle John Bailey enough, man. You know I love you, Represent. And y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. Uncle John. Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Good morning, Breakfast Club. It's a pleasure, absolute pleasure to be here. Been watching this show for a while, and
it's been a while coming.
Let me see, because I don't think the people can hear you. Get closer to the mic for me.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay now. Hello?
What are you doing? So while we get that right, we gonna
give him your mic right quick, and you take the other mic. I know.
Okay. Hello. Okay, that worked.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, Breakfast Club. John Bailey here from my program Life from Inside Out, and it's a pleasure to be here on this show. With great people. And I've been watching this show for a very long time, tuning in to see exactly what's going on in the city. One thing about it, you're going to get it from here. You're going to find out exactly what's going on, all the way down to the real nitty gritty, as they say. But it's my pleasure to be here, and I was invited a couple of times, and this was able to get here.
We finally got it right.
Got it right.
We've been working on it. We've been planning this for y'all for a while. Mr. Bailey, I definitely appreciate all that you're doing. And your last conference that you had at the foundation, Life on the Inside Out, you had an amazing group, but it was a young lady, the senator, that spoke.
We got before we get into that, because we got like 8 minutes, and we're gonna talk about like your whole conference and everything, like after the 8 o'clock hour, because we're gonna have to stop. We're gonna get into it because we got to still talk about the concert. The Buju Banton concert. Did you go there?
Buju. No, I did not, but it was amazing. And listen, and I said this because it was at the Emily Arena. It was at the same place, right? And it was two different worlds. That's all. And Buju was swinging, and
they were swinging at Buju.
It wasn't.
It was for the crowd. No, and so listen, it shouldn't have been.
I ain't saying
don't
that.
turn away from the mic. Don't turn from
starting stuff.
Yeah, you are. So listen, it wasn't supposed to be the birthday bag.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
and big shouts out to Buju Banton. People don't know. He went up the road. He came back, and this is like his welcome home tour. And big shouts out, big salute to him and all the artists that came down. This area is popping, y'all. We always talking about we wanted this to be like this or this town and that town. This is what's going on right now. We're living in that time where this is the new Atlanta or the Miami or the other coast or whatever. You would not believe or even imagine the economic impact from these artists and all these shows and stuff going on. 2 big shows back to back inside of that arena. Hey, this area is popping.
Right. So I'm going to tell you, if you don't know nothing about music here, you need to find out about music here.
That's right.
Right. And we got some of the biggest artists in the world that comes out of here. Or you know what I mean? That like
they be hanging around here.
Oh, they hang around here. You're right about that. Now, did you go to any other concerts?
No. I'm a little bit outdated on that, but I do love and respect our our young entertainers.
Yeah,
definitely do.
Yes. Amazing talent. I mean, this area, and I think a lot of times, as the cities, right? I'm talking about St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater. I'm talking about the cities and the municipalities. A lot of times we have to cultivate these talents more, right? And support these talents more. That's why you have a Motown. It ain't just because Berry Gordy was selling records and making records out of his house. It was because the city of Detroit got behind Motown. I went down to Motown. It's a whole historical village there now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, it's houses. So
I would actually. So when did the last time you went?
Probably like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Okay, so I went 2 years ago, right? And so actually the house itself was like it was still under construction because it's a neighborhood and all that other stuff. What they're doing,
it's 3 houses. Nah, because they're making the other house, so that's what they was doing.
So I haven't been there in a couple of years, and to see that magic, like to know what came from that little small house.
It wasn't no small
I'm
house.
just saying,
people like that. It's a facility.
It did. First of all, from that small house. Oh my God!
It's a facility. What you talking about?
Saying,
it's a historical place.
It is, but what I'm saying is the greatness that came out.
Yeah, I said
you just want to listen.
No, I agree.
You didn't. the light is about to turn yellow. He's gonna say, "No, it was still green." Like we're saying.
Like the cup is half empty.
Right.
It's always. But listen, okay.
But what I'm saying is, it is amazing. And when you think about St. Pete, they think of like a really small city, but greatness come out of it. But it's a lot of stuff that happens here.
That's why. That's really why I've said Detroit, because Detroit, it's a big city. Don't get me wrong, but that's like a small town feel. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They did that out of house and out their basement. Like I was down in the basement where Marvin Gaye was making all that good music and writing all that stuff. They was in the basement, and then in the other room it was the producers and the drummers. So what I'm saying, I said all that to say, we have to support these artists. We gotta stand behind them, because if we want to have a new Motown, if we want to have things like that, it comes from the city supporting the artists and the machines behind the artists.
Yeah, it is. It's hard when you're on the grind, because sometimes your city, they don't understand.
No, and it's usually the last place
to catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like you say, it's nowadays, social media and different ways of promoting these entertainers. It's a lot better than it used to be, because I have seen some talent come out of this city, and they just didn't get the proper push they need. Push behind them. That they should have been the Marvin Gayes and people like that.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of them, being from the old school, I have to say the Childs of Friendship. I mean, that was our group.
Childs of Friendship.
Wow. And the Train Robbers Band.
Wow. Oh. Yeah, City Ben had a lot of talent, man.
That's how we got the Manhattan Casino. When you think about it, the historic place that it was. Like, people came here on 22nd.
You're right.
22nd and stop and set up shop and really did their thing.
I think they say James Brown guitarist or something.
I remember being about 16 years old. We used to sit across the street on our cars and look upstairs in the back window back there. That's where the entertainers was back there. You know, and you could watch the show for free. You was just doing it sitting on the top, on the back of the hood of your car. And we seen all of those, James Brown, Bobby Blue playing, all those different kind of people come through there.
Jabari, look at your phone.
Yes. What happened?
I see your name, but then it.
So we got
Jabari was in the basement, but not with Marvin Gaye. I think that's what they.
Yeah, man, it was Marvin Gaye. Cut it out. I wasn't with Marvin Gaye, but I'm just saying that's what Marvin Gaye was doing. His thing. Y'all leave me alone. I'm on that sauce this morning.
The applesauce, y'all. The applesauce.
Applesauce Walker himself, me.
So listen, actually we gotta take a break, right? We got some bills to pay. When we get back, we're gonna talk to John Bailey about his program and being a returning citizen and the programs that he has to offer. We're going to also talk about mental health, because that's just a big component. Yeah, that's what we talk about. We got to ask Qiana. So, stay tuned. Tell a friend, tag a friend, because we'll be back like 7 minutes after the hour. All right?
I just read.
Their specialties, you'll find it all here in a very small community.
Two journalists were killed on Friday in a Turkish drone strike. The journalists.
And just like that, we are back.
We're back.
We're back. And you are listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Qiana.
I say, who is you? I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And my name is John Bailey from Life from Inside Out.
Yes. And we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as...
See that?
Because we are redefining...
What's cool?
Because smart...
is the new...
gangsta.
Baby.
And if you didn't know, now you know.
You know.
Good morning, Juan. We haven't seen you in a while.
Juan, what's good? Hey, what's good? I want to say big shout out to everybody that's tuned in to Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, whether you at work or whether you at home, or you listen to us on Facebook, or you listen to us online. Big shouts out.
And you know what? Even on YouTube, because we're live on YouTube, and people be listening to us live on YouTube.
Yeah.
And commenting. And so our YouTube people,
we love y'all.
Right.
Follow us on Instagram, Tampa Bay _Breakfast Club.
And also, big shout out to the Mo Show.
Mo Show Live. Big shouts out to Mo Show Live. And we're streaming. So y'all don't know, we are syndicated in the A. So big shouts out to Mo Show Live. Big shouts out to 99 Jams, Care Festival Radio. We are community radio, y'all. So support. Donate. What they call underwriter show, right? Mm-hmm. This is Black Business Month. If you got a black business, tag a black business.
And we're making it Black Business Year. Black
Business Decade. Tag a black business. I was at the coffee shop. Big shouts out to Hall Batch Coffee on Central. I was hanging out with the Urban Drinkery crew. Big shouts out to Sandra, Charlene. We was hanging out, and listen, them boys got the best coffee in the world, Craig.
22nd and Tech.
Big shout out to 22nd Tech, my sister. Hey man, that's how I got to the show, man. Naked like a mom.
Tag your black businesses.
Tag the black businesses, man. Right now, if you know a black business, you want to support a black business, what we want to do this week, we want to take the focus and go in and shop with a black business. I don't care if you're getting breakfast on 49th Street or you're on 9th Street getting a jerk tray. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, support a black business. If you're buying tennis shoes from Mama Faye's sell tennis shoes, but my homeboy be outside with tennis shoes. Yeah, but if you
Mama Faye's do not sell no tennis shoes.
I know. I don't think my homeboy be outside.
Yeah, but honestly, and if you don't want, because there's a lot of places to eat, right? Black businesses. Yeah, if you're not hungry, go pass it on to somebody else.
That's real.
Go and bless somebody's business and say, hey, you know what? I'm not eating, but here, your next 2 customers on me. You know, or something like that. Just, spread the love. Pass it on, and it comes back to you. I have a thing is you take care of God people. God's going to take care of you because you can't outgive God.
Ooh.
You can't outgive him. And so if you do his will, he's going to make sure you good. I don't care how hard you think it is. The time when you thought that you wasn't going to make it, you woke up and you're here.
Inspirational words.
That's it.
Inspirational words. I'm inspired. Motivational Monday, y'all. Are y'all motivated? Get some money. Motivated.
Get that money. And it ain't all about money either.
It ain't. But Black Business Month, year, decade is about money.
Decade.
It's about money, and it's about circulating the dollar in the community. And that's what we all about.
And you know what else we want? I'm gonna Thrive Black business to do is stop being your employee for your own business.
Man, don't you tell nobody that.
I am, because when corporations, you listen, if that's what you want to do it, but you start a business so that you can typically have financial freedom, right? And that you can build generational wealth. And the thing is, if you're your only employee, you're working harder right here. When you look at Walmart, you think the owner of Walmart still ringing up?
So he has to start somewhere because
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying don't start, but strive to not be your employee.
And what I like to add into that is the fact that, going to what you said, it also to bring one of our young people along, to train them into, the business that, pass on their expertise, they used to do back in the day. You bring in somebody and work them, You know,
you
actually giving them on the job training.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe one day they could take off and go on their own.
But the reason I said that because a lot of businesses are owner operated, right? That's like the bedrock of America's small businesses, and one of the things, and I hear people say that, and I was in the business, right? One of the businesses, and we had a consultant come in, right? We paid a consultant that came in, and that's one of the things. That's the first thing. Y'all gotta stop doing this and doing that. And the first thing I said, I hear you, but if I don't do it, it don't get done.
But then
that's the level of the business on. Now I understand the aspiration to aspire to not do it and to have, you know, whoever do it. But the reality is at that moment in time, it got to be done.
So when you listen to it, so again, I didn't say don't start there. I'm saying don't stay there, because you look at it, when you have your own business, you don't want to work so hard that you can't enjoy it. Your business should, a real model is that when you run a business properly, it should be able to run if you step away from it. If it cannot run when you step away, you are doing something wrong.
But I can say this, you know, in reference to that, when you know, I had a business myself. I used to own the game room and sandwich shop years ago. But when you grow a business, I don't care what you're doing. You know, I could go to something else, you know, in that respect. But once you grow it, once you a part of it, and you just don't want to give it up. You want to be a part of it. You know, it's just like you could turn it loose, but you said it in a way, like you said, like, you know, you set the business where it could run itself. Not run itself, but you set people to run that business.
Right.
But you will always be a part of that. It's like you just
I never told you not to be a part of it. But I'm telling you not to be the full time. Like, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't. So when you think about it, if your business have to operate 100% on you, 100% with you running it, when do you have time to have time with your children, your family, your mental, your vacations, just the time to breathe? And those are the things, like, when I'm telling you, I mean, this is a Qiana thing. Take it however you want to take it. Like, I'm not down to anybody who wants to do that. But you see the hardships on people when they don't take that time.
But look, I'm throwing the flag. Okay, no. What I'm gonna say is there are many forms of businesses. You have sole proprietorships, you have partnerships, you have corporations, LLCs, CCCs. You got all kinds of businesses. And what some people are doing, because I ain't gonna lie, I started my first business because I couldn't get a job. I just got home from prison. You know what I'm saying? Filled out thousands of job applications, and I was like, oh, am I gonna sit here and wait for them to hire me, or am I gonna, you know, bust my butt and do something? And I think that was my job. I created my own job. You know what I mean? And I salute the people, because I know several business owners, and they are the bedrock of their business. If they don't get up and do that, or turn them greens, or whatever they doing, it doesn't happen.
But I understand what you're saying too. You can't let it consume you.
That's all I'm saying. And I'm not
consume you to the point where it's just
all you
business
do.
And so business. You don't have time for you. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing other than that.
And I'm going to say this, and this is when you listen. So when I said that wasn't a shot at anybody else. Right. And then I see when I said it struck a chord with Jabbar. So no, it did. So it made
every time you say struck a chord.
Maybe.
Well, okay, there you go.
But what I'm saying is that when people are listening to rebuttal and not listen to hear you, right? And I'm just saying,
you talking about me?
I said people. Did I say? I said people.
I feel targeted.
If the shoe fit, wear
it must be the applesauce.
And if it don't. You know what I mean? Take it off. But what I'm saying is telling you to motivate you to want to strive and be bigger than what you are. You know what I mean?
Brother John say that's a great segue for Mr. Bailey and the work he doing.
Brother John, you know what I'm about to say at this point, because we are getting there. Thank you, sir.
You can't produce us for the comments, bro.
Show enough can't.
You try to produce us for Facebook.
But the thing is, it was just motivation, and if you took it any other way, that wasn't my intention.
I'm motivated. What you talking about?
I'm not talking to you. Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
Since y'all don't want to take my off-air production cues.
So now you gonna call in.
I gotta call in and produce this show from the road.
Oh, and you know what can happen? Since you on the road, it's like a real click. But I'm not gonna do that. Go ahead.
What's going on? Happy to see Mr. Bailey in the building, man, and really looking forward to hearing about the great work that he's doing. So definitely appreciate you coming in. But no, you talking about returning citizens and coming home and starting your own business and all of that stuff. And so that's why I was saying I know he's doing a lot of stuff with returning citizens. Mm-hmm. Quick, real quick, what I was hearing, Qiana, what you were saying is something I read in a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where it talks about the employee, right, and working for somebody else. And then self-employed is when you create your own job. And a lot of times in the businesses that are in our community, we have a lot of people who are self-employed, where you've created your own job. So you have to work in the business. And if you don't, nothing gets done. And then the next stage from that is going into that business owner space where you're creating jobs for other people, employing people. You got systems in place that allow you to walk away from it. And then from there, you start doing the investments where now you ain't even working for the money. You letting the money work for you. And so that's that gradual progression that we talking about. So it's like all of the above. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, start out. Once you start your business, you're going to be self-employed. You're going to work in it and be there yourself. But the goal is to grow, because the more people you have, the more money you can make, because you can only do so much as an individual. So that's where I'm at with it.
You sound like that's what I was saying. Trying to find those words.
Qiana said it. Qiana said, she said, start there, but don't stay there. And I love that, because you're starting as a self-employed, but if you want to grow and expand, you're going to have to hire people and be able to, spread that thing around a little bit. And that's my 2 cents, y'all.
All right, man. We appreciate you for it, my brother.
All right, peace.
So, Mr. Bailey.
Yes.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Yes.
So, tell us more. Who is Mr. Bailey and what you got going on?
Okay, well, John Bailey, myself, I'm a returning citizen myself, and I have done several stints in prison. Mm-hmm. I didn't just return one time; I returned a couple of times. Mm-hmm. But you take some time, sometimes for you to really make that transformation. Where you say, hey, what am I doing? You take a good hard look at yourself. Mm-hmm. And you say to yourself, hey, this is not me. Mm-hmm. I had that awakening, when I was in prison, and my brother had asked me to write a letter of, remorse for clemency. And mm-hmm. so I just say, I don't know what to say. What can I say, And so as, I was doing that, looking around, see all this going on. And I said to myself, this is not me. Mm-hmm. This is not me. So, and I always knew it wasn't me. But I just got caught up out there in something. Always say somebody made me an offer I should have refused, but I didn't refuse.
You felt like you couldn't. So that time you felt like
I should have refused it, but it sounded so good. And at the time I was on hard time and it sounded too good. So I say, hey, if this will work, I say I'm down with it. So I went against my principle, because I always tell people I was raised by a good family, and hardworking people. And I even knew myself, just growing up, I had aspiration to go off to college and do a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. But coming to this city, when we moved here, getting caught up and getting bullied, you know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people might not think I was bullied, because a lot of people tell these stories about me, out there in those streets. Yeah, legendary. Like that. But yeah, of course, definitely I was being bullied.
Jeff!
I don't know what, but and I was afraid. I was scared. That's why one of the things I speak on to the young people is about being bullied. How to, this is why we need these entrepreneurs, like we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. Take one of these kids up under their wing and train them along. They're out there. You know. And that's one story where I was saw where on the paper where this little baby had left out of in the house early one morning. And when people passed by and saw this little child on the street, passed by. So it was one officer that came along. This happened in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
One officer that came along and saw the baby out there, early in the morning. It's at nighttime, and went to make a turn around. But before that baby could before the officer could turn around, a truck hit that baby and killed him. So how many people passed by
before
that child that could have stopped and saved that child?
Oh man!
You see what I'm saying? This is what's happening with our young people out there in the street.
How many people pass by?
You pass them by. Instead of grabbing them and taking them under your wing. If somebody would have did that to me and say, hey, and now I know how to approach somebody that's, guys who are bullying somebody. Even if I just have a conversation with them, and just try to turn them around, say, leave the guy alone, give him a chance, you know what I'm saying? And but we got to be more involved. And then once we get involved, we could solve a lot of these problems that exist today.
I want to ask you about life from the inside out. Right before the break, I was talking about the event that you did at the Foundation for Healthy St.
Right,
Pete.
the hardships and struggles of returning citizens.
Yes, it was an amazing, inspiring event. The young lady, the representative,
Senator Rosalind Osgood.
Yes, Miss Osgood, Senator Osgood,
Florida State Senator.
She rocked it.
Oh yeah,
she came with it. I didn't know what to expect. I really just came. I was supporting you. Just be honest. I hadn't got the word. Okay, yeah, I'm pulling up. And then when I say she was inspiring. She dropped that fire.
Right. Yeah.
She came to do it. So tell us more about your events and tell us more about what you got going on.
Okay. Well, that event, the hardships and struggles of returning citizens, that was a program that I wanted to put on to spotlight just the hardships and the struggles that returning citizens go through. And a lot of people just think, I was listening to the program y'all had before, we was talking about people getting jobs and things like that. But sometimes it sounds a lot easier than it really is. You even spoke of that, it was on the break. And they have jobs. I had a list of all the companies that hire ex-felons. I have a list. But those hurdles are this high.
To get
they're this high. You have to be home sometime 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
That's I know. So I've never been to prison, right? And I'm not a black. Shut up.
Go. You shouldn't go. You shouldn't.
We always see everybody was that far from being that. Some did something.
But I will tell you this: I've seen the struggles of people who have returned, right? And I've seen people with the brightness in their eyes because there's hope. When the first day they get out, not all, because we don't strive to all, say they already have their mind made up that they're not going back. Right. And they have a plan. And then these obstacles come in there. And then you have people rooting for them and telling them, go, you can do this. And they don't trust it. But then when they believe in you and they let down, that fire started to go. It started to diminish. Did I say that? I said it wrong.
No, but not
diminish.
Diminish. That's what I meant to say.
You so correct.
And then it's even harder to get them to take that next step.
Right.
And then when you talk them in and cheer them to go in for that second time to do it, and then it's another hurdle. And it was so easy for them to go out here and to grab the money, but it's still not worth it. But people be wanting, want stability. So yeah.
And I think and you're right. When returning back from prison, coming from jail, it's hard to get back on your feet. It's hard to find your way. And like you say, it takes people 3 to 5 years. It probably took me 10 years. I don't know.
When you started your job,
probably 10 years, 12.
But you didn't work, but you started. But you had a good foundation, and that'd be another.
Right. I did. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it was, but you had a good foundation that even when you felt like you was drowning, you had a safety net. And some people don't have that safety net.
That's right.
Somebody wanted to speak to that, And I'm gonna use the yin and the yang with this. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, there are some people that are coming out. They want to do the right thing. They don't want to go back. But I'm on the other hand, I'm gonna raise my right hand and say, hey, I'm guilty too, before I even got out. I was planning to do what I was going to do and pretty much throwing bricks before I got out. I'm going back because I figure I got it figured out right now. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, prison, people don't realize it, but prison could
condition you to do it.
Condition convict. It's like an education. Like you go there, you go into college. And when you get there, you start to meet people, learn people, this and that, and it could elevate you if you wanted to go to that stage, you know, because you're in there with all the criminals, all the convicts, all the bank robbers. You know, they tell you how, you know, computer.
And then now y'all sitting in there and y'all having a whole look. Y'all having a nice little conversation. So this is where you messed up at, and now you saying how you got away with it. And you know what? And
I got it figured out.
So next time you don't do that.
And you putting these puzzles together. And make it, I know.
But planning your return.
If you're not prepared up here and have made up in your mind that, like you saying, I'm not going back, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, it's just like, say, somebody addicted to drugs or something like that. You got to say, hey, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And mean that.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because a lot of times we're planning our return trip. We're planning our return trip back to because I'm thinking about that right now. I'm like, you know what? I didn't catch her on in jail. I caught her on on the streets. My mind didn't change. I mean, you know, everybody got a plan, but my mind changed once I got here, and I seen everybody going into jail. I seen everybody getting those long sentences, and I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? When I'm trying to throw bricks at the chain gang, still.
But you know, your mindset. You know, I hear people be like, I ain't never going back. But then you do stuff that help. Like, you know what? If somebody try me, I don't even care. I got it. You know what I mean? Like you, and I look at, no, you say you don't ever want to go back. And then you carry knowing you can't carry, right? You put yourself in situations that you don't necessarily have to be in. And then I'm thinking too, if you got to carry everywhere you go, then you going to the wrong place.
But it's trauma. People are traumatized.
I know this.
You know, people have been shot. People have been robbed.
I understand all of that. Go ahead.
That's that comfort blanket.
And another thing too, you know, people wonder why people take these chances. You know, when you know, like you take somebody, an ex-felon or something, got a gun, and you know, you get caught with that gun, that's automatic time.
Yeah.
All you gotta do get caught with, that's federal time.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's just like a gambler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go to the casinos because you're gonna take a chance.
You know you're going.
You roll up dice hoping you're gonna throw 7-11 on the first lick. You see what I'm saying? But you don't go there to lose. So when you get in the game, it ain't in your mind that I'm gonna lose. You going saying I'm gonna win.
You better know yourself. You better know yourself.
Right. You don't go. I ain't come to lose.
Right. Yeah. So, but one thing about it though, it's just like with me. You know, it's like when I went out there this last time. You know, I just did 10 years. You know, straight. You see what I'm saying? So, so now I came back out, tried it again. So, but one thing about me, see, when I got caught, I knew what I was facing. People say, how did you knew you was facing this time? I say, hey, I thought I could throw that 7-11 for a while. But see, people don't realize selling drugs is just as addicted to using.
Yeah.
So everything you get caught up in, you know, the limelight of it, all they actually like they out there riding around them big $5,000-$6,000.
Everybody screaming, it's like you the celebrity.
Stealing that money, all making it rain and all that kind of stuff. And when they get in prison, they ain't got a pot.
You know what? But think about it. When you walk in, they be like, "Oh, that's John Bailey." You hear you walk in there, the door is open.
But a lot of them don't realize. But here comes John Bailey coming in here. The feds that took everything you got. They know where you got it at and everything. So when they get through with you, you pretty much like, you know, just kind of strip for a lot of stuff.
So that made me say this. The steps that need to be taken to educate and inform, you know, young brothers, and not just young brothers, sisters, but older, because it's not just a young thing no more. Right, yeah. Everybody going in and out. It's not, you know, and so trying to help them understand that, you know, not to crap out.
Right.
And and the house always win.
Right. Oh,
you know, trying to teach them that.
The house do always win.
House gonna always come out on top. and that house is the feds or the state or the local FDL or whatever. But man, I tell you, it's just amazing, just how people get caught up. And then too, I was one of them people. I was such high profile. I was like everybody's get out of jail free card. So they joke and say, "Oh, hey, tell on him." They come to and make them a deal. Say, "Tell on him." Oh, you got a bargaining chip. You got John Bell. You can tell us something on him. We gonna let you go. And that happened to me so many times. I could sit up here and I came home and you say, hey, and you see all these so-called partners that guys say they got your friends, your main man. The main man gonna set you up so bad they ain't funny. It's just who get to the DA or whoever first, So stop. Don't be nobody to get out of jail free card. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just a lot of them. Just like I say, walking in quicksand. If you walking and you step in quicksand, so you don't keep going forward. You just back up.
So that you don't think.
If you stop right where you are right now, this is my advice to a lot of y'all out there. A lot of y'all out there slanging, let's stop. So if you stop right now, and for a little while ain't nobody bothering, you can say, I gotta wait. But if you don't back up, if you keep going forward, it's just a matter of time. They gonna tell you a new you. So
you're saying the quicksand eventually gonna pull you down.
Oh yeah. If you keep going forward, and that's what happened. It's like with me, I used to see cops following me all the time. I look at them, I say, what you looking at? I see you. And what you want. I said, I wasn't worried about it. I said, I know what you're doing. I see you, you see me. And that's headstrong.
I know.
Okay, they say, can you talk about the program? Put it back up, Brother John. Can you talk about the program that you're organizing is co-hosting on this Wednesday?
Absolutely.
Your organization is co-hosting this Wednesday. Go
ahead. Life from Inside Out. My program, Life from Inside Out, has teamed up with the League of Women Voters of St. Pete area. And we are putting on an event at the Sanderland Center. It's on Thursday night from 5 to 7. This is very important because the League of Women Voters will be there. They're going to have some attorneys there free of charge. Free of charge. I want to stress that. And they're going to be helping not only returning citizens figure out how to get their rights restored, they're going to be registering people to vote as well and answering any questions that anyone may have in reference to how to vote. Can they vote? A lot of people don't understand, like people who have been out for a while.
Yeah.
Might owe just a little fine. It could be something as low as $20 or something like that. Yeah. If you haven't paid that fine and you go and register to vote, you know what I'm saying? There's a law that the governor got out where they have been arresting ex-felons because a lot of them didn't even know. They didn't even know that they couldn't vote or they couldn't even register. Yeah. So this program this week coming up, they're going to have several attorneys there. They're going to have at least about maybe 10 students from the Stetson Law College that's going to be assisting and doing intakes and helping people, along. It might probably be more than that. But we were on a Zoom on Thursday with some Michael Gelazzo, and it's just a whole slew of other community people around the city. And all of them have pushed out this agenda. And I want to give a shout out, if I can, to Mr. Sean Davis of New Hope. They got this program that just came in. Awesome. So much so I say this is what I looked at and I said, this is my dream. Was my goal, where I wanted to go. So when they came into town, I had to go over there just to see them and introduce myself to them and to say, hey, what can I do or what can we do as a whole? And by them being new in the city, coming in and they reaching out to various people in the community that have outreach. So I would like to invite anybody out there that have outreach that can help this program along as well as my program, to get involved. Okay.
And this is on the 29th, right?
On the 29th, which is Thursday, at the Sunderland Center. And from 5 to 7 o'clock.
And I want to ask you,
we'll have light and refreshments.
Okay.
The importance of voting for returning citizens. Because like you say, some people may have fines as low as a ticket, $100, $20, and they can pay and have their rights restored to vote.
Right.
And I think it's so important, and I'm glad that it's being done, because I think oftentimes after Amendment 4, the wave for returning citizens to vote kind of went down.
Right.
Even though these men and women still are eligible to vote, or to clear up their fines and fees and be able to vote.
It was discouraging.
Listen, I know FRC's paid millions of dollars in people's fines in Pinellas County. A lot of people don't know.
Stop hitting them.
A lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe $2 million in fines was paid,
if not more.
And people right here in Pinellas County. I ain't talking about all over the state. Yeah. Right here in Pinellas County. And a person, who's listening, you may be eligible to vote, but you got to go and talk to somebody to find out. Mm-hmm. And this event is the event for you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This Thursday at the Sunderland Center from 5. It's gonna be something to eat there. Y'all come on out, because
light refreshments. Don't think that you finna not have to cook dinner when you go home now.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Light kind of float on cloud nine. Look at that.
But yeah, if you could talk about the importance of voting for returning citizens, getting back out there in it.
I think it's absolutely important for us, because it gives you a voice. It gives you a voice to speak on the things that you want done in the city that would benefit you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you might take it for granted. Sometimes people say, well, okay, somebody vote, you'll get it passed. But there have been instances where it's only one vote has made the difference in an election.
Right.
That's right.
So it's important too, because it just puts you in a position to say, hey, I was a part of that. Or when somebody wins, say whoever your choice of elected official are, if they win, you can say I was a part of that. My vote counted. Instead of you just sitting back and if somebody didn't win, you say, well, I could have helped that person. All I had to do was get up off my laurels. You know what I'm saying?
And some people don't want to vote. I hear I'm not voting at all.
It ain't gonna do no good.
But it does. With your organization, what is your mission?
My mission is pretty simple. It's I always talk about how my program was birthed. As I was in prison, we talked about that during the break, how I would see guys go home, and then they would come back in short periods of time. And some guys, had been dead maybe like 10, 15, 20 years. They'll go home, and it may have been 6 months. They come back. Yeah. And when they come back, they'll take those guys and they'll put them guys in the same prison, the same cells. And guys, and let me tell you something, you talk about trauma. I've seen guys come in and they would come in and we say, damn, man, what happened? You went home. Man, you said it's hard out there. It's hard. I said, how hard can it be? Yeah. And I'm sitting there saying this from the inside, not knowing what people go through on the outside, because I never had it like that. So then the guys would be looking around, looking up in the ceiling. And we used to make a joke out of it. It's not funny, and I apologize for even, we say, look at him, say, he's trying to figure out, did he go to sleep and then woke up? Because in prison, you have these dreams that you went home and you partied in your dream. Everything is good. And then you wake up and, oh, man, you look at the steel and the cell and the toilet sitting right there at the bottom of your feet and stuff. Oh,
it's
man.
like Ray's boom boom room.
So the same thing happens when guys go out and come back in. Yeah. Then they'll put them in the same cell. When they wake up, they say, man, I didn't go home, or did I go home? Or,
right.
Can you imagine what they do?
I just say mental health. That's mental health. Like, ooh.
It is. And so just to ask, is it kind of like people who go in and out, right? It becomes like their hometown.
Institutionalized.
Right, because you know how people never leave their neighborhood. Like it's a lot of people who ain't from St. Pete that never went to Tampa.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and they just stay in their comfort zone
and they get comfortable. I see guys, they gonna get up, they could go play. Don't go and play some basketball, man. We got a game today, and they don't even think about out here.
Right.
And you got and you got people got families, they got kids out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like I used to do a little hustling when I was in prison. I had a store. I used to sell stuff, and I would take care of my kids from the store. I had the biggest store in the federal prison system.
Get out of here.
The biggest store. They used to talk about my store all over every prison, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They say, man, say JB, say nobody got no store bigger than me. And I used to make so much. I'm talking about thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I would take care of my kids, but you got some guys all they interested in is buying some Jordan shoes or something like that to walk around inside prison.
Yeah.
And you got kids out there that need that money. Then you want to know why they don't call you daddy or mama or whatever.
Right. Yeah. That's another part of the psychological part about it, you know, because that disconnection from the family, that disconnection from the reality of the world. And like you say, people waking up, oh man, I'm still in here.
So if you had to tell like your 19-year-old self, like if you had to say something and look back at yourself and tell them something, what would you tell yourself? The 19-year-old you.
I tell myself, suck it up. You know, you're going to go through hardships. You're going to go through trials and tribulations out there in the street. You know what I'm saying? This is a phase of life you just got to go through. But if you get past it, you know what I'm saying, then you could see you could see life. You know, like they say, beyond the cloudy skies, the sunshine. And I used to think about that when I'm on a plane where you leave and it's storming or something. But once you get up above the cloud, it's just beautiful sunshine. So these are the things that you have to go through. You know, you can't just give up. You can't just become impatient, you know, in terms of life in general. Just suck it up and just keep fighting. Keep fighting. You know, and eventually, like Kamala Harris say, keep fighting. We fight, we win. You got to accept that struggle. You got to accept the bitter with the sweet, and just think positive. Because if you start thinking like I thought, somebody made me an offer and it sounded good, that wasn't nothing but the devil talking with me. So I mean, but hey, I accepted that. You know, and one thing about me is that when I did get caught. I accepted the bitter with the sweet. I said, okay. I said, I threw them rocks at the chain gang, and now I'm not telling on nobody. And for all them out there that's doing what they're doing, don't go snitching. You know, like I say, if you can't do the crime, don't do. You can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Right.
So that's real. And I thank you for that, because one of the things is, like you say, people think they got a free get out of jail free card, and it's people's lives that's in the balance. So if you got any final thoughts, any final words for the people, I know the event is Thursday, 5 o'clock. You know, what your final words be?
My final words is just, you know, for all the returning citizens out there, man, keep your head up. You know, one thing about me, I'm there for you. I mean, I did this what I'm doing for 2 years. You know, I didn't get a dime from nobody. I didn't reach out no politician. Nobody gave me any money. I have to say, PERK program hired me. You know, I worked there, right? And the foundation for a healthier St. Petersburg. Hey, my hats off to them. They gave me a grant. To do what I'm doing. And I appreciate them. And I got to give a shout out to my team. I tell you, the team of people that I got around me, you know, that helps me. Miss Harriet Davis, Melissa, Helen, and you got the Katie and her sister, you know, and Renata. You know, I just got a good team of people around me that's as passionate about what I'm doing as I am, and that's what's making us move forward. And I'm here. I want to just tell our people, all the returning citizens, keep your head up. Call me. Hey, I'm coming, and I'm gonna help you out any way I can. You call me. People call me on Saturday, Sunday morning. I had a lady call me one Sunday morning, say she was worried about her son, and he was she thought he was suicidal, that he wasn't gonna make it through that day. I said, give me his number. This on a Sunday morning before I'm getting ready to go to church, and I called him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I am. I'm not 9 to 5. It's not about the money for me. It's about me doing what's passionate in my heart, and to help these people, my brothers, my sisters, of whom have gone through the same thing that I went through.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
And I appreciate y'all having me on. Hey,
we gotta have you back, because this is a really good conversation.
Call me anytime.
Oh yes. I mean, and it's been a long time coming.
Right.
So when it actually come together with God's perfect timing, it's really perfect, because it's an amazing event coming up. I definitely plan to come out And yeah, thank you for all you're doing.
All right,
you're right. You're doing it. You know, since when you jumped out, I remember when you came in. That's how I did. I heard that name. and since that day, you've been on the ground. Since that day that you walked in that room, you've been in it, and I salute you for it because it ain't been no joke. You've been really doing the work, man, and it's inspiring to see. You know, knowing what you went through, you know, knowing the little things I do know, you know what I'm saying? Because I was out there in the world. I heard your name before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, legendary John Bailey. You know John Bailey. But yeah, and I definitely salute you because, you know, you still inspiring people, man, and that's good, man. And that's the blessing. That's a big blessing.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
All right, we got to ask Qiana.
How are you going to ask me? I don't know. Ask Qiana. That was a joke. That was a joke.
He's so corny.
I don't know. I don't know. Ask Qiana.
Oh my God. Like, I can't. Y'all watch this live.
All right, hold on, because we ain't got enough time. Ask Qiana is brought to you by One Community Grocery Co-op. One Community Grocery Co-op. You can find out more information at ocgc.org. Okay, dear Qiana, I'm really concerned about my mom. She's been giving all of her money and extra time to her church. But when she needed help, they weren't there for her.
Oh, Lord.
I feel like the pastor is taking advantage of her generosity because he knows she's inherited a lot of money when my dad died. I even saw him ask her for something, and when she told him she needed to think about it, he was really insistent and borderline begging. That really pissed me off. How can I approach this situation without causing a rift between us, her, and the church? That's a messy one too.
Oh, that is. We should call this Messy Monday. You know what? You know, it's really hard to tell grown-ups what to do
with their money.
With their money. One thing is you can lay out facts and show her, but that doesn't mean necessarily she's gonna listen. Honestly, I don't know what church this is and not church. But it sounds like she might need to go to another church.
I don't know your pastor, but
yeah, this is
that's a tough one.
That is because, you know, when you're looking at somebody, when you're dealing with spirituality,
yeah,
right, and you think you're doing what's best and doing God's will, a lot of times it especially when you trust somebody, you start trusting in man and not God. You do more than what you need to do. If that makes sense. I'm not telling you not to do it, but again, you're putting your hope and your wishes and your faith in a man and not God. And so when you look at who you're listening to, and your pastor is also a man. He is human. So sometimes he may lead with greed and not understand that he has overstepped his boundaries.
That's something, because our pastor spoke on that.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Yeah, what the word was?
Good morning, Fancy Nancy. Good morning, Aaron.
I believe, the ultimate person.
Yeah, and not the man.
Right.
Yeah. That's a heavy one for me. And I think, you know, people do be we do be kind of gullible for like the spiritual stuff. Like if somebody say, "Hey, God told me to tell you," and it's tricky. That's hard. You know, it's hard. That, like he said, you don't want to cause a rift between your mom and you, and then you don't want to cause a rift between your mom and the church. You don't want to disrespect the church, or you don't want to disrespect the pastor. You get what I'm saying? So it's
a tough one because you don't know, and you've seen some people who've given so much and they haven't gotten any of the things in return that they need.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to take care of yourself. They say when you're on an airplane, the first thing they tell you to do, put the mask on yourself. You can't. I'm going to take care of the church, the congregation, and everybody else if I can't take care of myself.
I like what you just said. Hold on.
But no, they say God gonna take care of me.
Talk to
them. I got family members that do the same thing. They'll give you their shirt off their back and walk out with no shirt on.
Yeah.
And be dead serious. God got me. He ain't getting over on me. He ain't getting over on me.
But
God got me.
But that's I started it out saying that if you do God's will, right?
Yeah. That's really a mindset.
You're right. You can't outdo God. God is gonna give you. You be
saying,
I did say that. Yeah. And I stand by that. But you be say talk to the pastor church about singling out your parents.
Ooh.
I'm not upset with that as well. So if you can't be the person to get through to your parents, go to your mom. Then you go to the source that you feel that's doing harm. That's just hard. That's just like any abusive relationship. If you are a parent, if your child,
you'll go to the guy and say, "Hey, leave my daughter."
No, you'll be like, "Yo, you need to tighten up," because this is what you'll have that conversation as a parent or anybody of somebody that you love. You go up and you show up and you protect them.
Yeah, you stand on business.
I like to say something in reference to that. That kind of reminded me like when I was, when we first moved here to St. Pete, I just turned 15 years old. And I was going through the stage of guys bullying me, because I'm the new kid on the block and stuff like that. Well, I didn't know who to go to. Me being new in town. I wanted to say something to my dad, but hey, my dad was, I always say, the real manly man. You know what I'm saying? He probably say, "Man, push you do something, go out there and fight or do whatever." But boy, they had some people around here knock you straight out. So I couldn't beat them. So, but to have somebody you could trust to go to, to be able to talk to, it's just like, when I talk about returning citizens, we'll come home, we bring this trauma out with us, you know what I'm saying? But we won't talk to our own spouses or family members or what have you about what really bothering us. And you might have a spouse that's right there side by side with you, can't figure you out.
And begging you.
But you can't just tell them what you done been through. So but we'll talk to each other. That's why the support group of Return to Citizens, what we do, is so important. Because we get guys in there, we might sit around, have some pizza or something like that, just kick it. And talk about what you went through inside. Talk about how when my mom passed, I didn't even find out for 5 days. My brother and them had called me to tell me, "Hey, my mom passed." And I just something they call home. And I call home, they say, "Man, my dear died." And I say, "When?" They say, "They didn't tell you." I said, "No." So to have to go through that and to have to deal with that, so you have to put it somewhere. I have this place where I put it in a closet. And in that closet, it's somewhere where everything I couldn't deal with in prison, I put it in there. But now that I'm out, that closet is still full of that stuff. So mental health, I know you say you're going to get into that somewhere down the line, but that's one of the things that I leave that for that.
Oh, dang, we got like 6 minutes. So but we can still talk about it a little bit. So I always, tell me if I'm wrong, because I always say, like, I see that, like, when you first come home, I think your support system, the first thing somebody should do is have a therapist ready for you.
Oh, sure.
Like the day you walk out, because I feel like you're open to a lot of stuff when you first get home that you're not open to later down the road once you got all the disappointments, right? But if you have a therapist, somebody that you can get to, like, the first week and start the therapy, and that's the start of something with Returning Citizens. I think you need.
Yeah. And meaningful connections, man.
And that therapist could be just a group of guys.
Yeah. That's why I say meaningful connections.
Like AA or something like that. Where you go in and everybody, we all share the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. We just want to talk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Say, "Hey, man, how they did us when we was in there. When we actually were slaves. You know what I'm saying? I say, how can I make myself a slave? You know what I'm saying? When you standing on the block, they tell you open up, strip, bend over, this and that. There's nothing you could do. Yeah. So as a man, they strip your dignity away from you. You see what I'm saying? So you have to suck it up. You see what I'm saying? Just to get from one point to the other. You see, without adding more time. You see, and a lot of people inside, they'll take it out on each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And because they can't deal with it, or know how to, bend it, they might go up and stab somebody else for no reason or something like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
And
but
so
you're right. You need
and then you said something else in here. You said like you put all the stuff in your closet, right? Yeah. And at one point, this closet has to be full and busting out. Yeah. And so if you don't get some of that stuff out, it's gonna
and see, nobody know it. I guess sometimes in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that closet stuff will fall out. You see what I'm saying? So you have to deal with it. So what I used to do, I would get up and I would get me some paper and I would write. That was my escape. That's how I dealt with things inside mentally. I have boxes of writings. Wow. That just subjects that I jot down. Yeah. And sometimes I'll be half sleeping. I write, and they go, the lines go across each other and I just put it back. I always kept it. But that's how I dealt with it.
Hey, I wrote too. That's why I said, wow. Yeah, writing. I'm saying like just pen to pad. Yeah, that it's therapeutic. Oh yeah, it can be for some people, just like drawing is. And yeah, I definitely unite with it because I think the reality is we got to beat up for each other because sometimes people don't have a support system. Sometimes you are their support system, right? And for whatever support you can give, whether it's just encouraging words, whether it's hey man, won't you go over there and they hiring over there, just pointing people in the right direction. When you think about helping somebody who just returned, who just came home from prison, it's not always money. It's not always what you can do for them. Sometimes you can tell them something that'll help fill a gap in their life for years. And sometimes people can do that and won't say it or won't point them in a direction. And that's what we got to stop doing.
And sometimes it takes patience because they can have all of that and still don't see it.
That's right.
It takes patience, and you have to be persistent and consistent when you see somebody that you love, because if somebody who never had any of that and then they get it, it's foreign to them, so they don't trust it.
2 minutes. Mr. Bailey, thank you so much for coming. We only got 2 minutes.
Oh yes.
What you gonna do?
Oh, I thought you.
What you gonna do?
No,
we got 2 minutes. Ms. Bailey, what you got? What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is I want to thank the Breakfast Club for having me on for one. And just everybody out there, when you kind of get with us and help support us in any way that you can, and anybody out there with jobs and things or know where jobs are, any resources, like housing, food, all that kind of stuff, clothing, these are things that guys need. Women, I say guys, I'm talking about men and women, could use when they come out. And just to support anybody in your family or what have you, who have returned because they have been traumatized and they need you. So I had a good support group. My family's been my ace, and they was there with me. So I was kind of had a silver spoon in my mouth. But I see guys, other people
going through it.
Final thought?
My final thought, thank y'all. We've done it again. Thursday we're gonna be out there at the Sandlin Center.
Yes. From 5 to 7 o'clock.
From 5 to 7. We're gonna come get your son to eat, register to vote. It's so important. Catch us on the Mo Show Live for the replay. And Qiana.
Yes, be the change you want to be. Write down those 5 things. Big shout out to 99 Jams because we was live at the Buju Banton show. Don, Jay, and Angel. So yes, if you need us to come on out, go ahead and reach out. Yeah. So this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Qiana.
I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoes and shout all around.
And we are out.